Got a few projects going. Painting some candlesticks white for the website. Got to ship those out later this afternoon. So we're going to be painting this up. We're doing a cool upholstery effect that we'll show you here in just a little bit.
So the next part of our project that we're going to be doing is showing you how to make your own fabric using a few DIY tools and a drop cloth. Alright, so the drop cloth that we bought, we purchased at Walmart. It was a 6x9 and I washed it with a little bit of bleach and some laundry detergent to soften it up. It would probably, one drop cloth is $10 and I would venture to say it'll probably do about 8 chairs, so pretty economical. So I've got that on here and I've got a stamp that I'm going to use. Alright, so Zeb's taking the IOD stamp. This is our Cuban tile stamp. And Zeb will put the link to the tile stamp below. You can purchase it at JamiRayVintage.com. Get it? Get it.
I don't want that to come off.
It's legit. And you could like stamp it like that. We're going to use the block. So Zeb is going to be putting this on the acrylic block, and that's what we're going to use to stamp it with. Alright, I've got my tiles on here. They're over the edge a little bit, but that's okay because the bulk of them is on the acrylic thing, and I love that it has a handle. It just makes it so easy. And you could do smaller stamps on this, a different arrangement, doesn't really matter. We carry a bunch of different ones on our website. This is just what we chose to do. I'm just using my foam roller, and I'm going to roll paint on. So I mixed up Sweet Pickin's milk paint, and the reason why I chose Sweet Pickin's milk paint is because out of all the paints that I use, this one never will wash out of your clothes. Never. So don't ever wear anything that you're worried about. You're worried about getting paint on, and always wear gloves unless you want paint for a few days on your hands. So I figured this was the best one to use as a stamp because it won't wash out. Alright, so I'm just taking my foam roller and I'm getting it on there. Make sure it's nice and even. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my stamp here and get it on stamp. It's got a border, so make sure you're getting it on all the border. The good news is that the stamp is kind of a shabby chic distressed look, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm using a sample amount of paint. It's way more than I need for this little project, so keep that in mind when you're mixing it up. With milk paint, you only want to mix up what you're going to use. The directions come with it, but it's 1 part warm water to 1 part milk paint. If you're looking for it on my website at JamiRayVintage.com, just put in lantern and you can find this. I didn't add any extra bond because it's going to adhere really well. So the stamp's painted and we're going to go ahead and put it on our fabric. You kind of want to look ahead of time where you're going to go. Does that look even?
Yeah, you can move it a little too if you need to.
Okay, so once you get it on the fabric, then you're just going to really want to push these extra edges. There's going to be some...
Well, you know, I can cut you about 8 more strips of drop cloth if you didn't do good.
Alright.
It's like $1 in drop cloth right there. Don't mess it up.
Be nice. Alright. Alright, ta-da! Alright, I think we did pretty good. My mistake is I got a little extra paint on here and it's right there, but for the most part, I think it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna let it dry and then maybe I'll like lightly distress with sandpaper. We'll see.
This washes up pretty easy with just regular water. It's just water and my scrub brush.
Okay, so it's all the way dry. I didn't do a perfect job on it, but we're going shabby chic, so we're good. I've got my iron as hot as it'll go, and I'm just gonna go over it now that it's dry and heat seal the paint in. And it gets a little bit crunchy when you do this. When we're all done, I will sand it smooth. Okay, so it can get a little bit where the milk paint is a little thick. So I'm just taking 220 sandpaper, just going over it to smooth it out. And it really doesn't change the look, but it makes it not crunchy. There we go. So the next part is we're gonna staple it on. I'm making sure, does that look centered to you?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Okay, then I'm going to very carefully. Hopefully it's still centered. I'm taking my pneumatic nail gun, but you could use a handheld one too, and I'm just stapling this on. Alright, so it's all finished. This is the look I'm going for. I want kind of like an aged, not super perfect look, and I'm gonna give the chair a chippy finish so that way when it comes together, it'll look kind of like an old world chair. This chair turned out amazing. We did a really simple technique with an acrylic stamp and milk paint to create a one-of-a-kind look. You can use the acrylic stamps that you have, or you can go to jamirayvintage.com to shop my stamps, my blocks, and the paint we used today. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about this project. Also comment, do you like stamp projects? Because if you do, I'll order some different ones and I'll come up with some different ways to use the IOD stamps. Be sure to visit jamirayvintage.com to look for the products we used as well as paint for all of your DIY projects. Hit the notifications button, the little bell over there, so you never miss a video, and be sure to subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more DIY. He's talking from behind the camera because he's like day 3 without a shower and a shave. He doesn't want you to see.
I've totally showered. I just haven't been shaving.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
He's looking okay, well, I haven't showered.
I'm not camping in the woods.
It's been like 3 days since I showered, but I'm still here.